Welcome to Lawyers Who Care, the video show podcast that highlights attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. And on each episode, we'll meet a new lawyer and they will share stories of when they went beyond legal counsel for the benefit of their client. My name is Andrew Samalin. I'm the principal of Samalin Wealth, a nationally recognized wealth management firm for lawyers, their firms, and their clients. And let's applaud lawyers who care and learn from them. Today, I have a very special and topical guest, Nicolás Aguado. He is the founder of Aguado Immigration Firm in Coral Gables, Florida. And Nicolás's legal practice consists of a diverse range of clients from individuals to multinational corporations, and he helps navigate the complexities of the U.S. immigration system. Welcome, Nicolás.
Hi, thank you, Andrew. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Great. So, Nicolás, what brought you to the law?
So initially, I'm an immigrant myself, which is not exactly that's an immigration part, but I'm an immigrant myself. I came here and I always had a smart sense about myself, so I was never able to stay quiet. So they used to call me the little attorney all the time. And because my family didn't speak English, I was the first one to speak English. I started translating for them at 3 years old. So it was kind of easy to start in the middle of people. So it just seemed like the natural route to take. And then me as an immigrant and immigration being familiar, and my sister actually does immigration as well. So I went in that route.
And what brought you to the law otherwise, you know, your family saying that you're the little attorney? Like, what brought you to it?
Well, the fact that I always wanted to fight for the underdog. I felt I myself was an underdog as an immigrant, and I wanted to not only forge my own way, but help other people forge their way and make sure that they were able to do everything and anything that they could and would. So that's I think that's what got me into the law by itself, because it was a way to prosper and to, I believe, acquire strength and be able to help people through that strength.
And, you know, immigration has come to the forefront in ways that it hasn't in maybe I say generations, but certainly decades. How does that affect your practice? How has that affected you as an immigrant? And how does that affect your clients?
Well, I mean, yeah, the practice is affected because of all these constant changes, and that's just part of it. You know, attorneys, we have to roll with the punches and the changes. It's a fully evolving career. Me personally, it's got, you know, it has a huge toll because, as you know, we're dealing with people. They believe that immigration has, you know, no consequences because it's not really crime. Nobody gets hurt. There's not really much that happens, but it's actually a life sentence when you deport someone and they can't come back to their family, their children. So as a human being, it's super, super taxing on me. But I'm also lucky enough that I'm able to separate that in my profession and stay a little ahead of the game, in the sense that I'm not getting depressed. I'm not getting too affected, but I'm still being able to not completely detach myself, still have a human side to my clients, and be able to give that not subjective, but objective legal opinion at the same time. I don't know if that made sense.
It perfectly does. I mean, you're behind, you know, your practice as a human being, and therein lies maybe some of your challenges on the day-to-day, just like it does in many other, you know, professions. How have you, you know, the news flow comes kind of, the landscape keeps changing, as you say. What are some benchmarks that folks can, or some cornerstones that folks can rely on when they come to your office, or, you know, as they see the news flow?
So
tell us about it.
One thing that I'm very, very careful is to speak about facts and only speak about changes that are already in effect. I don't rely on scare tactics. I don't assume and I don't suppose. And that's something that I've been trying to bring to my clients, to give them a little sense of calm during these changing waters. And that is mostly what I do. My consultations now are obviously about legalities, but also, like, people asking me, what do I do? What do I do with my children? You know, should I give the power of attorney to my brother or to my cousin? Should I give it to an NGO? So those are things that are very, very hard to deal with. So I find myself walking people to show them where the courthouse is because they say, so they can get married and go ahead with it with that because they're scared to go ask for a marriage license. I'm trying to find people, family attorneys, so they can speak to some type of counselors. And it's become now that you're not an attorney, you're a friend, you're a counselor. Sometimes, you're even a translator. So that is very, very intrinsic in my office and my practice at Aguado Immigration Firm. I'm the only attorney. We have a lot of supporting staff, and I have other attorneys that assist me, but I work in each and every one of my cases. We obviously don't win much or lose much because I'm always trying to find the best way that I can have my client get through the situation if there's no way to win it.
Any cases of note lately that stand out in your head?
Always stands out. This lady, she was from Honduras, and she came to me actually during the first Trump administration. It's just for reference, nothing personal, but that's what it was. And she had to start reporting in ICE. She came to me, and I remember that we started going to ICE reports. Back then, it was a lot lenient, not like now. And we were able to go for a couple of reports, and the ICE officers were beautiful. They allowed me to work with her. They told us, well, you got to come back next week for the passport for the children because she didn't want to leave her children. And then all 4 children were minors and U.S. citizens. So we had to go help her get passports, request passports, purchase tickets. But at the same time, I'm filing motions with the court because she came in as a minor and she has an alias and all these things happen. Long story short, 8 years later now, she's a green card holder, and she's on her way to become a U.S. citizen because, one, she followed everything that she needed to do with the law. She had the patience of it, and she did it in the system. And she worked with me, which is huge because, we make mistakes. It's frustrating on their own, and they're paying you. They're paying you. Not all the cases are free pro bono. We try to help our clients, but they're still paying something because you can't move in this world without money. And this lady, I know how hard it was for her, but she got it. She did it. She's now with her family, and she'll be able to stay here forever as long as she wants. She'll be a U.S. citizen, and that is one that I'm very, very proud of because she had an electric monitor on her ankle, and she was 2 steps from being deported on a plane and her children.
Wow. So, Nicolás, I think before we wrap up, if you could leave our listeners with one takeaway, what would that be?
I would say that you have to be very, very aware that no matter where you're from, as long as you're in the United States of America, you are protected by our laws and our Constitution.
That's wonderful. And by the way, thank you for saying that. I'd like to also thank, obviously, Nicolás Aguado of Aguado Immigration Firm. Nicolás, can you provide our audience with your contact information?
Oh, yes, of course. You can find us on all social media as Aguado Immigration Firm. We're located, our main office is in Coral Gables, Florida, 250 Catalonia Avenue, and our phone number is 305-444-8886.
Wonderful. This has been the Lawyers Who Care video show podcast that highlights attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. If you're an attorney or no one who does go above and beyond, feel free to reach out to us, 914-666-6600. Nicolás, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Andrew. It's a pleasure. Thank you.